Well, Saturday night, me and Corey Roddick and Pat Butler, we all pile in here and throw out a couple hours of nothing but metal in all of its glorious forms. I'd like Marion Poundcake one week to submit to me.
I will not.
You didn't even know what I was going to say.
My favorite metal band?
Oh, I thought you were done. I just wanted
submit to me.
Just submit to me.
Does Brian listen to Immolation at all?
No, but he was just listening to Something Bad yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And
What
I
was
asked
it?
him, I was like, are you restarting the same song over and over again? It was so bad.
Well,
it was
not
a
bad.
chick.
It's a little monotonous, but what?
It was a chick singer. I don't know if that narrows it down.
Dying
for
Wish?
you.
No, not really.
Yeah. Was
Dying
it Dying
Wish?
Wish?
Yeah, you
Might have
mentioned
been
them a
Dying
couple of
Wish.
weeks ago. I played them on the show, and yeah.
There's some show coming up that he wants to go to, that he wants to get a box for at the Agora.
Yeah.
That it's a bunch of different metal bands.
Sure.
But yeah, he was listening to that. I'm like, this is trash.
Wow. So close-minded.
Now, I'm not closed-minded. I went to the whole show. I've seen metal live.
So you're done. You're
done.
like, I'm never doing that again.
I never have to do
Gotcha.
it again. I did my time.
Mm-hmm.
You can take a friend or go by yourself. I'm not going again.
Mm-hmm. But also, and I mean, I guess that was a nice thing to do, but you knew you were going to hate it. So what was the point of that exercise? This was in New Orleans.
That maybe I wouldn't, or the people watching would be fun enough, or I don't know.
Yeah, the enjoyment of people watching is always overestimated.
I had a great
in my
time.
estimation. I mean, if you go to a show, music, you probably know you're not going to like. People watching will never outweigh hating the music.
I had a good time people watching and ignoring the music and making fun of Brian for about 2 of the 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, this is getting old. It's time to go.
Ignoring him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll probably see him at some of those shows. And that'll be very exciting for all of us. Be exciting for him to see me. It'll be exciting for me to see him.
Go in on a box with him.
Because it's just exciting to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where the phrase "I feel seen" came from. Because people would be somewhere and somebody that maybe they knew, they'd wave, they go, "Hey," and they have to see you to do that. And so then you go, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Saturday night you can go see Pete Correale. It's Pete. It's Bill Squire. It's who else? Is there anybody else?
I think it's just me and Pete.
You and Pete? Hey, Pete.
Alan, what's up, bro? How are you?
Man, it's been a long time. I don't think I've talked to you since before the pandemic.
Has it been that long? Wow, yeah, geez, I guess so. Hey, Mary. Hey, Bill.
Hey,
how
what's
are
going
you?
on,
Good, good. Can't wait for Saturday, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, too. We'll be seen. Listening to, you know, I got to say, I was listening to you say people watching is overrated, but you know what I find is amazing is how many people don't think they are being watched. It blows my mind. And I swear to God, I'm not doing a bit. This is something that happened last week, but I have a tendency, this is so gross, but like I'll pull the hairs off the back of my neck when I'm like bored, like if I like off the back. So I tried to check into a hotel in New York City and I couldn't get an early check-in. So I'm in the lobby and like I'm doing that. I find myself doing that. And I'm like, oh my God, am I picking my hairs? And I quit to look around and see if anyone saw me doing it. And nobody's looking at me. And I'm like, oh, nobody saw me. But that's not what happened, Alan. What happened was people did see me, right? They were probably like turned away as soon as I looked at them because I brought this up to a friend because 2 seconds later, the front desk lady got me a room. And I was like, oh, wow, that was fast. Thanks for getting me in early. And then my buddy's like, yeah, because they would probably saw you on the camera. And the manager was like, get that guy out of the lobby.
Yeah.
Get him some privacy.
Yeah. He's driving away all the homeless people that are walking in from off the street.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But also, is there a part of your brain, and you're probably too humbled to say it outright, but is there a part of your brain that goes, either I'm a random guy doing that, or somebody goes, oh my God, there's Pete Correale, who is pulling the hairs off the back of his neck?
No, because if someone said, "Oh my God, Pete Correale pulled the hairs off his back of his head," my first thought would be like, "Oh my God, somebody recognized me."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a part of you that goes, well, it wouldn't be so bad, maybe, but
No, that wouldn't be bad at all. That doesn't happen. To them, I'm just some Italian Guido guy with hair on the back of his neck, plucking it in the middle of the lobby. That's it.
There was a guy before the show today. I was in here doing some work, and there's a guy. We have the only studio here that has a window out to the street. So we're looking out here on one of the main, right here on Euclid Avenue. You go further down here and you're going to hit Playhouse Square. And this morning I'm in here doing some work and a guy walks up to the window and he holds his phone up to the window and I have to get up to look what he's showing me. And he's showing me that he's listening to the Pete and Sebastian show.
Oh, wow. Come on.
So
Are you serious?
yeah, I'm serious. So I didn't get a picture of it, but I'm like, so this guy obviously heard me mention that you were going to be on, and he's walking by, and he didn't make a big show of it, but I thought it was wild. He walked by, shows me his phone.
Right.
Usually when somebody does that, they're like a rapper, and they want to try to get me to download their crap or whatever. But he just walking by, holds his phone up, and he's listening. The Pete and Sebastian show, for people who don't know, it's on iHeartRadio. You can get it everywhere, but it's Pete, and it's Sebastian Maniscalco, and you guys have been doing that for a long time, and more often than not, it's so entertaining because it's just you guys kind of unloading on things.
Oh, well, thanks for saying so. Yeah, we have been doing it that long, and that's usually what it is. We just end up usually doing a deep dissection into every little thing.
Yeah.
Like just yesterday we were doing a cast, and I'd like your guys' opinion on this. I was asking him, like the Palm Restaurant in JFK, is that going to be as good of a steak as the Palm Restaurant in Manhattan? And Sebastian goes, nah, they take all the good cuts and go send it to Manhattan. And then the crappy cuts, they go, that goes to the airport.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a Palm in JFK.
Yeah, is it like a palm to go?
Airports. They're making these airports are having like high-end eating now, so like, they want you to get there early and like get yourself a nice sushi. I can't wrap my head around good sushi at JFK.
It's like Palm Express or whatever,
Right.
you go.
And airport food's already so expensive anyway. If you go to a fancy restaurant at an airport, it's going to cost $1,000 for the bread.
Yeah, I know, right? I think it just also gets lost in the shuffle after that. Once you get over $70 for anything, right?
Yeah.
It is insane. I just paid $4.50 for a push pop lollipop for my daughter in New York City 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pay it at first. I walked out. She's crying. I'm like, all right, we'll go back in.
You're trying to haggle with the push pop guy.
Yeah, jeez.
Well, that's the wild thing, too, is I always think of airports kind of took advantage of the mall dying because airports now have become the mall.
Oh, come on. They're worse than the mall from a price standpoint.
Yeah.
I just, still though, you go to the airport and on any given day you walk by the luggage store or even a clothing store and you never, ever, ever see someone in there. So like, am I always missing the guy that's going in there? Right? You never see anyone. It's really unbelievable.
It's like a mattress store. You never see anybody actively shopping at a mattress store. Like they got to be a front for something because they're always empty.
I know. Same thing I saw when I was playing in Mohegan Sun, and they had a bed store in the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. Like, so who starts winning so much that they turn around to the wife and go, that's it, baby. One more win, and we're going to get a bed.
Yeah. It's free shipping. They'll send it to us.
Baby needs a new Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah.
So I saw a guy in the airport the other day sitting Indian style. I don't even know if I can use that term anymore, but he was sitting Indian style, and he had where you would normally sit in a seat, he had put a napkin where your butt would be sitting in a seat, and he's sitting Indian style in front of that seat and using that as his table, and he was eating a sandwich.
Sitting on the ground.
He's on the ground,
Yeah.
yes, Mary, and where you put your butt on the seat is where a napkin on there and covering the whole seat, and that's like his table, and he's sitting like a little picnic. And like, when do you finally just like? You should get a ticket for that. You should get a ticket for that, right?
It's like the people who go barefoot on a flight.
Oh God.
And you go, everyone is treating, it's got to be post-pandemic. There are always animals, even before that, but it's like everybody now treats every place like their living room because they were stuck at home for 2 years.
and I can't take it. I mean, especially on a man barefoot or even in shorts. I saw a great clip with Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Someone sent it to me, and he's giving the guy next to him a hard time on a plane, going, "Shorts? Really? You shouldn't." You should. And the guy's like, "I'm comfortable." And Larry David goes, "Yeah, I'm comfortable in my pajamas, but I don't wear them on the plane." All right.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable. I call myself a winter from the waist down guy because I don't ever wear shorts. Very, very rarely in any situation, even in the summertime, will I wear shorts. I'm fine in jeans. I sure as balls am not going to be taking my shoes off on the plane.
You know what?
I love it. I love it. You're one of those old school kind of a guys that don't, you don't even let most people see your knees. I love it.
Pete, I'm still wearing a 3-piece suit to the ball game. How do you like that?
Oh my God, that's 1942.
Yeah, well, you know.
Don't check his search history.
Yeah, you got to keep the old ways alive.
My mom told me that when you fly, you should wear long pants because if you're if the plane crashes, it will protect you from a fire or something. And I've always believed that, even though obviously if the plane crashes, you're dead. But my mom said it, so I was like, all right. You wear long pants when you fly because if there's a flame that comes through, you want that extra layer of protection. So you got to have some jeans on to keep your legs from getting burnt off.
I like the vision of them finding your charred body in an airplane wreckage, and the only thing not burned is from the waist down.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you should have
fire retardant jeans.
They should have made They should have made the whole plane out of his jeans.
Well, I'll tell you, Bill, something a little more realistic is the fact that if the guy next to me is in shorts, and if I wore shorts, eventually, you know how you kind of get tired and you let your knee kind of wander and then your knees end up touching. Now, if I was in shorts, that would mean we'd be skin on skin across the country. Unacceptable.
That's not good. Are you still living upstate?
I am. I'm talking to you from my garage right now.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you got you got like 40 acres out there? You got a back 40?
No, I don't have a lot of land. I live actually right in the village, which I love. It's a college town. I live right in the village, and I got to tell you, without getting too into it, long story short, I had to speak in front of the town board the other day because we have an abandoned building that used to be a nursing home, and they want to turn it into something I don't want them to turn it into. Yeah. So I had to do like you would see on Fox News, right? When they go to like some town and there's some crazy lady yelling at the podium. That was me. And I literally opened up with, Mary will appreciate this, right? I grabbed the mic and I look out and it's like 20 people. It's the whole town board and a few town people. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I know how to use this. Like I did a joke about it. Nobody laughed. They didn't even laugh. I was like, oh my God, they don't even know I'm a comedian. And I just did a joke thinking they'd know.
You know what they're doing is they're sitting there elbowing each other going, is that the guy who pulls the hairs off the back of his neck?
No, they actually all did know. And of course, it's such a small town.
Yeah.
Like four different people spoke, but the next day I'm on the front page of the paper looking as angry as possible. Totally. Let's just put it this way. I had a non-liberal view about the situation.
Yeah, I understood. I met you halfway there. But you and does your wife go with you for these things? Don't you guys basically live in her hometown?
Yeah, well, we live a town over from her hometown, but yeah, we're like, I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in but very close. Yeah. And actually, here's the thing too. The guy who wants to buy the house, wants to buy this old nursing home, his granddaughter and my daughter are like almost best friends, pretty much are. So here we are Monday night having this town hall meeting, and I'm yelling, and the guy won't even look at me. I'm like, we're going to sell to this guy for this, right? I'm doing this. Meanwhile, my daughter slept at this guy's house on Saturday night.
Right.
She had ice cream and slept in the basement. And here I am Monday doing this to the guy. So, on one hand was separating business from pleasure, but on the other hand, it was like a little crazy.
I was going to say, you got to keep work at work. You're like, I'm sorry, that sleepover was personal. This is business.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm walking out going, I'm sorry, I don't want you to buy the house, but my daughter did say she had a fantastic time at the sleepover.
Yeah, your wife's eggs Benedict were unparalleled.
I think you should let this guy open his store in this house that's just shorts for flying.
Oh, yeah, well, Billy, listen, I'll fill you in backstage what he really wants to do.
Yeah, oh, boy. He wants to open a sweatshop right in the lakefront.
Well, not far from that, Alan. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. When you rent, you don't care. When you own, all of a sudden you care about everything.
Pete Correale is coming back to Cleveland. It has been a minute, I think, since you've performed in Cleveland. Yeah.
No, I did the Hannah Theater last year. I had a great time.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So, yeah, I'm excited to come back. It's a beautiful theater. And some people, it's nice to actually do a show and people dress nice. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna try and watch the F-bombs. There's a lady wearing pearls up front.
She's got to have something to clutch.
Yeah, the nicer you dress, the less I try to curse. I don't know.
There you go. All right. Pete is doing the show at the Hannah Theater, the aforementioned, on Saturday night with special guest Bill Squire. And you can go to playhousesquare.org for the tickets and go see him because he's a gentleman and a scholar and very funny. And he's a vital member of his local city council or whatever it is. He's up there.
That's it. I'm a man who cares about the town. Alan, I haven't seen you in a while. You still got that great hair or what?
I guess. I mean, I'm growing it out just because I'm bored, but yes, okay, you got me. I still have amazing hair, Pete. You know where I'm going. You're another good hair guy.
I'm trying. I do what I can. It's going great, but what are you going to do? But listen, thank you so much for having me on, man. And Mary, I hope things are going good with you stand-up. Billy, I'll see you Saturday night, my man.
Can't wait.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, pal.
All right, thanks, Alan. Take it easy.
You got it. There's Pete Correale. Go to playhousesquare.org for the details on the tickets. Let me give you $1,000 here, and then we'll go to a break. It is a shot for you to grab $1,000, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie. And